Hello and welcome back to Mod and Pop Thrift. My name's Tom. I'm a full-time eBay reseller and a stay-at-home dad for my 6 children. That's what's up. I have 39 items on this Saturday evening that obviously don't go tomorrow because tomorrow's Sunday. But I had a couple of minutes to make sure that they're all pulled. I'll get a bunch of it packed. We'll get it out of here. I don't think you guys have seen any of it. Nope, just one thing that is still on the list, so it'd be 38 by actual count, and then $10 shy of, so almost $1,000 even on 39. What's the math on that? Pause. It's 25 and change, $25.65 per order. We went to a garage sale the other day, and they had these all priced differently. Each was individually priced. One was 50 cents and one was $2.50. They're all, so the 3-ring lid is a part of Revereware. And then the copper bottoms are good for Revereware. And there are 2 different bottoms for Revereware. This is the more recent one, and it's okay. This is the old school one with the ring around it that does really, really well. Not well enough that I'm going to list it individually, but if you have a set of those, they could do significantly well. And like, get some barkeeper's friend and clean them up. Don't sell them looking like this. But I bought these. I have $7 into all of these. I don't even remember. It wasn't much. One, like I said, one was 50 cents, one was $2.50. So that puts them at $3. Maybe the other one was $3.50. It probably wasn't quite that high, but I'm less than $7, we'll say, into these. And then this handle. So like, if you're looking just at the shelf at Goodwill and you're like, oh, hey, look at that handle. That's got the like little snail thing with the metal, and it's kind of Bakelite looking, but it definitely is plastic. You see lids with the 3 concentric rings. Revereware can do well. Replacement lids a lot of times are like 50 cents a dollar at thrift stores, and so I mean, you can do, these will sell for $6-8 plus shipping. So if you can find them cheap and you need something to sell, those are good. I picked this up right ahead of the Super Bowl last year, and thought it would sell, and I was wrong. I was excited to find it at the time. For old 49ers single dingle 16, which I think is Joe Montana, right? I guess it does say vintage Joe Montana. And it's on the old champion tag. It says it's large, but it's definitely a kid's large. Size large. This does not say that it's a youth large. It says size large. Empty box. Odd World. I got this off of Whatnot. It's in nice enough shape. Not perfect. Obviously, it has some shrink wrap on it, but most of it's gone. I'm going to preserve it because I took pictures of it with the shrink wrap. I probably should have just ripped the shrink wrap off, but I didn't. Took a long time to sell. $21. I had it listed for $29 free shipping. Got a guy who sent me an offer for $19, and I countered at $25, and then he sent a 19 from a different account, but it gives me the same city, and it's the same. So either there's 2 people in Boulder, Colorado sending $19 offers, $10 off of the price on this, or it's the same guy with 2 accounts, and one of them was a 0 feedback account, but he didn't. Oh, he did buy it from the 0 feedback account. Anyway, he countered my 24 at 21, and I'm like, okay, that's fine. This one shocked me. CC Filson. I will still say, if you find that brand, pick it up for almost any price. This is probably the least good CC Filson. It's kind of just a generic button-up shirt. It's not flannel. CC Filson's kind of a workwear thing, so you know, something that would be heavier duty flannel, chamois, pearl snap, bush buster, or whatever that things that are more work weary than just a flannel or just a plaid button-up dress shirt. This one, I paid $8. I bought 2 Filsons. That was the first time second time I'd ever found Filson in the wild. I did find a Filson hat some number of years ago, but that was the first time I'd ever found a Filson shirt, and I found 2 of them on the same day, and that one sold for $23 free shipping. Not great for a brand like Filson. Ninja. We paid a whole bunch of money. Gosh, this is gross on the inside. We paid like $50 for 2 Ninja blenders. This all by itself sold for $31. So parting those Ninja blenders out is a much better way to sell them. Lots of cassettes, lots and lots of cassettes. When I went and got all that Cardinals gear, I just said, oh, look, and all of these are cassettes. And it was a stack of thin boxes that was 3.5 feet tall. These are all full of cassettes. I got 27 listings and out of them, and I don't even have them all listed yet. I would say I probably got 200 or 300 cassettes, and they're selling reasonably well. Nazareth, 4 Nazareths I put together, and they sold for $16 free shipping. Found these quite much to my surprise. I wish these were my size. I really like how that like chocolate brown leather is darkened up against that copper. These are sharp looking, but they're about 2 sizes too small for me. Found it for $1. Couldn't believe it. More Birkenstocks. Sold for $30 plus shipping. Buyers all in at $40. Went out yard scaling the other day, and I showed you guys the haul. Paid $1 a piece for these, and I questioned it at the time. I'm like, are those going to do really well? I don't know. $12 free shipping. So I'll probably make. I bought them for $2, sold them for $12. It'll cost me $4 to ship, so now I'm in $6. Probably another $3, $9. So I'll probably spent $2 and make $3. Maybe a little better than that. Smart Wool is a brand that everybody raves about. Smart Wool. Found it one time about a year ago in Goodwill. It took a year to sell. So that surprised me. $25 free shipping. A little bit surprised that took so long to sell. I wasn't priced way up on it. Shirts that I got at the yard sale the other day, the like crazy awesome ones, all of them defective in one way or another. And I kind of knew some of it. I knew the ones that were cut were cut. This one is a starter 2XL, but it is wider than it is long, and it's got the right hem on it, and the like starter patch, by my estimation, is in the wrong place. So I don't know what the story is with this. I wonder, now that I'm looking at it, they did a really nice job, and I included measurements in the listing, but whoever had this shortened it up. It's like the sleeve, the single stitch is here, and they shortened it up. But I included measurements in it. It is still technically a 2X, but it's wider than it is long. So this is an odd shirt. Knowing that, I listed it for $19.99, knowing that it was an odd shape. $19.99 plus shipping. Should have sold for around $30. The buyer did end up all in at $30. These Corningware, somebody had just sold these the day I found them for $1/4 a piece, and I was like, oh, well, they'll probably sell. Maybe I paid $1 for all 3 of them, something like that. That was a long time ago. These did eventually sell for $19, free shipping, but it's going to be a pickle of a conundrum to ship those in a way that's profitable for $19. I wouldn't pick them up again. This Cardinals jacket was really, really cool. Oh, I have it like not inside out because it's reversible, but I was like, I didn't think that's what the print looked like. So this is what the outside, what the one side looks like. It's just blank and then has this 34 World Series stats on it. And then the inside, what is right now the inside, but what was definitely supposed to be the outside, is this St. Louis 1934 pinstriped, really cool looking jacket. I messed myself over with this one. If you have ISO and you're doing things on the phone, then you might have noticed the way that they changed how you send offers. And this was marked at $39.99 free shipping. And system, I thought I was sending a 34%, a $34 offer, so like $5 off of my $39. And I ended up sending them a 34% off offer. And so then they bought this for $23.45. And I was like, I'm not going to cancel the order over $10. But I was disappointed because I sent myself this is a nice jacket, but I sent out an offer without paying enough attention, so I messed up. More cassette tapes. The boss himself, Mr. Bruce Springsteen. This is the live, this album, if you're familiar with Bruce Springsteen's work. So that's 3 cassettes. And then Born in the USA and The River. And The River has a totally busted case. And I pictured that. And these sold for $13 free shipping. None of the cassettes I'm selling today are worth a bunch of money, but I have $25 into all of them, and there's a bunch of them that sold and add up to be money. A little bit at a time. Iron Maiden. If you find Iron Maiden stuff, especially vintage stuff, it's crazy good. People are absolutely bonkers about collecting Iron Maiden stuff. $48 free shipping for this Iron Maiden record. And I knew it would be good. And I was right. I showed you these guys in a what sold. I said, oh yeah, I picked up this picture, all of these DVDs. All of the Jason movies. Friday the 13th, 1, 2, 3, the final chapter, which is 4. Right? The final chapter is 4. Manhattan is 5, right? Anyway, it includes like Jason Goes to Hell, Jason X, and Jason versus Freddy, which are not necessarily canonical with this series, but also they're not the reboot of the new series. But I would say that is definitely, maybe Jason Goes to Hell is in this series, but Jason X is Jason in space, and it's a totally other thing. And then Freddy versus Jason is as much a Freddy movie as it is a Jason movie. I decided to put it into these because the Freddy movies that I had all had the same case, and so I wanted to kind of keep those together and looking sharp. But all of the Jason movies all at once, and I picked them up for $1 a piece, and so I paid $11, and they sold for $33 plus shipping. DVDs can be a tricky animal, but if you find the right ones, and horror often are the right ones in lots. But there are some crazy things in DVDs. Dogma, the Dutch, My Superhero Ex-Girlfriend, things that, and I'm sure there's 20 more that are just like, why is that? Brendan Fraser movies, why are these worth so much? Nobody knows. Somebody knows. Anyway, they're out of print. Tonka. I don't often buy Tonka trucks, but I did find this for not very many dollars. It was 2 or 3 of these. And this one was the one that was worth listing all by itself. $11 plus shipping. A little articulated bulldozer. Cool thing. Surprising to be worth $18.75 to somebody. Another 75-cent chambray pearl snap. Sold for $19.77. Free shipping. This one is long sleeve. Erotic, not Wrangler. Get in the comments right now, no cheating. Do you know what this is? Do you know what this piece of cloth is? All right, pencils down. You were in the comments telling me you knew what it was. Did you know what it was? It's Shredder's, the original Shredder figure from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This is his cape. Sold for $13 free shipping. I bought a whole bunch of Ninja Turtle stuff. 2 different yard sales on the same day. Massive piles. Me and Levi went through it for ages. We got everything out that we could possibly get out. And then we sold the bulk of the other stuff in a huge lot for $25. But I knew what that was because I played with it a lot. White Lion, The Pride, or just Pride. This one was better than I anticipated it to be. $20 free shipping. These were a shocker. I could not believe how much these were worth when I looked them up. I just comped them on a lark, and there were 2 of them. Lipton iced tea. These sell used in good condition, and this one is almost like it's in good used condition because that P's been scratched up, but the paper's still in it. It hasn't been used. It's and if you lived through the 80s and the early part of the 90s, you remember these existing. Like somebody was making sun tea in them outside. My mom made sun tea all the time in the Louisiana heat. Buyers all in at $57. Do you need sun tea? A sun tea 1-gallon jar. Bad enough to pay $57 for it? Somebody did. And that's exciting. I love these. Tab was tempted to keep them, but I didn't, because what on earth would I do with them? But they got Broncos on the front of them. These are from 1970, so that's probably a 69 Bronco. Trip through the Baja. I don't know what on earth that thing is, but it's cool. I guess it says up here, testing the Toyota. And that's another Ford Bronco. Might even be the same one. Now this one's got a black hard top and that one's got a white hard top. And this one, oh, it's a Chevy, like a square body Chevy of some sort. Just showing the engine on that. So 3 off-road, $21. These are all from 1970. $21. One's from 1971. My neighbor threw away a shampooer. Rowenta? Never heard of Rowenta? But I went over there and I looked at the model number, comped it on my phone, and then I went back over there, brought it. I brought the whole thing back, and I dismantled it for parts, and then I disposed of it properly myself. I did not go over there and steal the water tank and hose off, which are the only things that are worth reselling. and then leave them with the broken stuff that they put at the curb. This, anyway, sold for $33. I got it free out of the trash. Keep an eye on trash, man. Keep an eye on things that can be parted out. Because if you found this Rowenta power scrubber, I wouldn't sell it as a whole thing because it's really not worth it. It's worth like $45 for the whole thing. So selling this by itself is a lot easier to ship. Can I make a confession? I am a music junkie. I had 10,000 records in my record collection. I listen to old music. I listen to new music. I love music. I couldn't tell you what song is on this. I could look at it, More Than a Feeling. Okay. But like Boston, Journey, REO, I don't know those bands' songs. And they're all kind of Chicago. They're all kind of the same band in my head. 70s arena rock. ELO and Bachman Turner Overdrive are kind of in the same genre in my head, but that's kind of music that I don't really listen to. I listen to like 60s folk rock, Dylan and Cat Stevens and James Taylor, which is more 70s, and Neil Young and that kind of stuff. The Dead, and then like 80s Elvis Costello and Phil Collins, and even like 70s like disco stuff. But this particular genre of like those guys, it feels like every band and I know it's sacrilege to a lot of my viewers. And that's why I'm confessing it, because like this is not the genre of music that I get. I get it with a lot of music, and I know that like this album in particular is probably a big part of people's lives who watch my show because just the age demographic. But unfortunately, your boy does not listen to that particular genre, and so I hate to disappoint. Let's talk about that record. It sold for $14.75 free shipping. It was part of a massive pickup. Here's where we're going to get into lots of tapes because a bunch of them sold all in a row. Alan Parsons Project, which is another band I don't really listen to, but I feel like they're less, that's less sacrilege to say that. When I think Alan Parsons Project, I think of...
Therefore, we shall call it the Alan Parsons Project. Oh my God.
Austin Powers. We'll call it the Alan Parsons Project.
Why don't you just call it Operation Wang Chung?
Parting out blenders and such. I bought a couple of these Cuisinart blenders.
Should be nothing. I'm sure Operation Banana Ram will be huge.
I'll put up, this is what the whole thing looks like. This is the bowl from it. It's just a round bowl. This is a replacement. I pay $4 or $5 for them. The bowl sells for $14 free shipping. You might be able to get a little bit more. Those weren't in great shape. Remember how I was saying the handle and the copper bottoms are recognizable on Revereware? These are measuring cups for Revereware. And they sold for $25 free shipping for these two measuring cups because people are nuts about Revereware for whatever reason, and these aren't the kind of things you see very often. Arena Rock hair metal sold a big lot for $21. And I kind of knew these were going to pop off pretty quickly. I thought that was probably pretty cheap. But I'm trying to get stuff to sell quick, so I marked them a little bit cheap. 15 cassettes. Great White Scorpion, Twisted Sister, Rat, Blue Murder. And I looked up Blue Murder to make sure what they were, and they were great. One of the guys from Great White was in Blue Murder. Crocus, Tesla, Quiet Riot, White Snake, Dokken, which Dokken is, to me, Dokken is more like Black Sabbath Dio than it is like this kind of stuff. And then Kingdom Come, I wasn't really familiar with. Armored Saints, I wasn't really familiar with. Bad Company doesn't really feel like it fits. Y&T and Cinderella, but like the people who like this kind of older rock, they aren't cutting the lines quite the same way as people in the 80s were like, you can't listen to that hair metal, those guys wear spandex, and then listen to like Dio. I mean, I just don't think people are that particular anymore. If you like old heavy music, probably any of that stuff will do. So I'm sure you saw the picture of Ruby playing a kazoo. I had 3 kazoos in my store. All of these, I paid like $5 a piece for them, for like 6 of them, and I had 3 left. And they sell for $14 plus shipping. This one sold, and so I went back there, and it was not a multi-quantity listing, so it had sold and it didn't replenish. So then I pulled this one. I had 2 left. I pulled one because Ruby played that kazoo and then it broke. And Caleb had bought it with his own money. So I'm replacing his kazoo with one from my store. And then I have one left for 14 bucks. This is a new old stock, like really old, like pre-barcode Nesbitt's a dollar store trinket that's never been opened. So it's kind of neat to find. Paid $1 a piece for these at an estate sale, and I was like, I didn't comp them. I'm like, those are going to be great. They got race cars on them, and they're pewter belt buckles. I was wrong. They both have abysmal value and abysmal sell-through rate, and so I put them together for 20 bucks free shipping, and that seems to have worked out. Uno scoreboard, same estate sale as the belt buckles. Uno game, sealed cards in there, never opened the cards, which is crazy to me. We play Uno with some frequency, used to. Judah's not as into it. I don't play with the kids as much as I should, but anyway, Uno's a favorite at our house, and these somebody had and never opened. I want to say I paid $1 because they were marked $1 a piece, and it was a half price sale. Sold for $24.99 free shipping. This one surprises me. I think I told you guys I was going to throw them away without even looking, and I did not. Cassettes that have no cases at all. And these sold quick. Simon and Garfunkel, John Mellencamp 38 Special, Prince, Leonard Skinner, the Head Boys, but like just some classic music. Cassettes with no case, sold for $16 free shipping, which is not like, you know, that's very little money by the tape, but like, I don't know if somebody, it's probably somebody that's got a bunch of album art that they don't have the cassettes for. I'm thinking like a shop owner that has some empty cases and some because whenever you're buying tapes in huge lots, you end up with cases and to good albums with no tape and tapes with no cases, and so hopefully that's what's going on there. A Van Hagar, actually neither of these are Van Hagar. Van Halen, self-titled, and 2. And these actually came from different lots. One of them came from the huge lot that I got when I got all the Cardinal stuff, and one of them came from the big lot that I bought with all the like Iron Maiden records and stuff. $12 free shipping. The best license plate out of all the license plates was this one. Sold for $24 free shipping, and it is designated farm, and it's not a regular license plate size. Unusual size license plates, whether they're like old 30s ones that are skinny and long like European license plates, or if they're like this shape or even more square than this. And the more square ones are generally a designation, farm, heavy truck, postal service, that kind of thing. Those are really collectible. This one's not in great shape, but if you find them with the weird designations, they can do well. $25 free shipping, and I have like 25 cents or something in each of those license plates. Paid 50 cents a piece for 7 of these at an estate sale. They $15.21 free shipping. That must have been on an offer, because why would it be $15.21? But there it is, $15.21 free shipping. It's like, it takes this battery, so I don't think anybody's using it. Probably not. I bet you could buy that battery somewhere. But I like dead stock, old weird stuff. How many of you guys know Keith Whitley? Keith Whitley, my mom listened to him a lot. He has a fantastic voice, and he writes really good songs, like solid love songs. Don't Close Your Eyes. I Wonder, Do You Think of Me? My wife and our song is When You Say Nothing at All, which is a Keith Whitley song that I don't know is on either of these. Anyway, Keith Whitley's amazing. Tell Lori I Love Her. He wrote about telling his wife that he loves her when he dies, and then he died very young. Anyway, if you like 80s country, you're probably already familiar with Keith Whitley, but if you're not, you should check him out. He's fantastic. The Evil Queen, such a beautiful sculpture, limited edition, signed art. Not signed, but it's got the Walt Disney signature on it. I forget what they call these. Walt Disney Classics Collection. I knew it was initials, WDCC. And she had a chip here. And then when I was bringing her home, I don't know if we're going to be able to see the line where this tip broke off, and I glued it back on. And it looks, from the front, even looking this close, it's really hard to see. And from the back, you can see it a little bit. So sitting on a shelf, it's going to be fine, except for it's missing that little piece right there. So anyway, this would have been a $75, $80 piece. They had it for $20 at a yard sale. I had it in my hand. I was going to put it back down, and she's like, "Oh, you decided against the queen?" And I was like, "Yeah, she's got a little chip in her crown, and I think I'm just going to put it down." "Well, what do I have on it?" "Well, it's $20. That's a fair price." And she's like, "Let me see." And she took it from me and took it over to the other guy, and, "Oh, he said he'd do 10. And I'm like, "Well, for $10, I'm going to take it." Sold for $44 free shipping. Certainly don't mind selling broken things, but if I know that they're broken before I own them, sometimes I like to turn that stuff down. But that one, $10 was a no-brainer. And so, I mean, it'll cost me $12 to ship it, but I'm still doubling my money. Panic at the Disco. Panic at the Disco stuff does reasonably well. This I got a year ago yesterday because, well, by week, because the same Saturday every year they have this race that Judah ran in yesterday. And after his race in Normal, I stopped at a yard sale and picked up a bunch of clothes, but 2 Panic at the Disco hoodies. And this one sold for $19 plus shipping. I did not go to his race this year because I was out buying stuff at yard sales. That's going to do it. And that's probably way more than enough for you guys. It's going to be way more than enough for the Tom who has to edit all of this. Thanks for watching. Thanks for liking, commenting, and subscribing. Thanks for following, clicking the bell, asking questions. Get down in the comments. Let me know what's up with you. I feel like a lot of people watch, but only a handful of people comment. So it would be cool if you've got this far. You like me. The information means something to you. It's a fun thing. You've got me on in the background. If you're watching on the TV, take your phone out. Give me another view while you leave a comment. I know you can't. I can't comment on my TV, and I watch most of my YouTube on my TV. But it means a lot to the channel when you hit the like and when you comment. So get down there and do that. Thanks for watching, liking, commenting, subscribing, following, clicking the bell, all the things that you do. We will see you next time.